Probably the only player that we would say, hey, that we would probably not move is Brandon Ingram. I think that we're excited about Brandon, his length, his size, his agility, his athleticism. And then when you think about, he's, he was a baby coming in his first year last season. And we see that he really has a high ceiling. And we're excited about what he could possibly turn into.
Well, there you got it. Straight from the boss's mouth, Mr. Magic Johnson. So Brandon Ingram, untouchable this offseason.
Okay.
Averaging 9 points and 4 rebounds in his rookie year. You average 9 points a year. You become untouchable in this league, damn it. Ramona, do you agree?
I guess so. I guess so. But I think that's nice that he says that about Brandon. You're feeling good about yourself, but you have 3 other lottery picks on your team. I mean, if you're D'Angelo Russell, you're like, oh man, is Byron Scott coaching again? Right? I mean, right? Like, that was, when you say Brandon is the only untouchable, what are you saying about the other guys on your team? About Julius Randle and about D'Angelo Russell?
Well, you're saying that Ingram they can be moved, and Ingram has the most upside.
Do you feel that when you played against him?
When I look at the Lakers roster, I would say the same thing. I mean, Ingram has the most upsides because of his size, his length, his shooting ability, his athleticism. How much better are these other guys going to get? Russell is a good.
He's maxed out.
I think he's a good player, but his improvement isn't going to be like his athleticism or his defensive ability. His development of his body, that can get better, and his work ethic can get better. I don't know what he does behind the scenes, but from what I heard, I mean, he's, I think, peaked.
He is
as far
who he is
as
right now.
Who he is. He can shoot, he can pass a little, but upside, you got to take Ingram. I mean,
no, I agree.
You got to take
I think
Ingram.
he just has to put on some weight, 15, 20 pounds coming into training camp. His, like Magic said, his length, his size, the potential, his upside is, I think, greater than.
And he's still on a rookie deal.
Oh, he's right. I mean, but Brandon Ingram is the kind of guy who plays the style that the Lakers want to play.
I just think it's interesting because, as you note, there's other guys on that team, and they're not all getting traded this summer. So clearly, some other guys will come back into training camp knowing that they were not in the untouchable circle. So I don't know if that makes you work harder or if it makes you sulk. We will have to see.
Maybe he says it to push him.
How about that?
Magic just saying they need to get
all right,
better.
Byron. There you go. That's not Showtime Lakers.
Magic was also asked who he would compare Lonzo Ball to. He said simply himself. Tracy, since you have an opinion here on this team, do you see a little Magic Johnson in Lonzo Ball?
I do. I see the court vision, being able to, distribute the ball, make his players better around him. Doesn't have the size. I think he's obviously a little bit more athletic than Magic. But, yeah, his court vision is pretty damn good to be an 18, 19-year-old kid.
What do you think, Paul?
I compare him more than Jason Kidd. Lonzo can't make these passes behind the back, behind the neck, through the legs. Come on, Magic.
I think
you're selling yourself short, Magic. This guy is good, but he's no Magic Johnson. He's more Jason Kidd.
Now, Jason Kidd was a passer, too, now.
Okay, so this is where, Ramona, I'm going to pick on your inside knowledge here. So you've had a lot of conversations with a lot of people in the Lakers about Lonzo Ball. You did a whole Lonzo Ball story. This is your Venn diagram of expertise. Is Magic Johnson seeing Lonzo Ball clearly and evaluating him clearly, given all of the outside pressure and expectation on the franchise right now, and that the Ball family is creating?
You saw him go to UCLA 3 or 4 times throughout the year, right? So he saw him live and up close. He also saw him lose. He saw him lose to De'Aaron Fox in Kentucky in the NCAA championship game, in the tournament, right? So, he's seen Lonzo at his best, and he's seen Lonzo when he didn't have it. So for him to make that statement is saying a lot. And, I'm with you, Paul. Like, I grew up in L.A. when Magic was playing with the Showtime Lakers. So I'm like, I can't even put anyone in that category.
I can't put anybody in that category.
But,
I just can't.
But I think it's an interesting statement because I've dealt with Magic a little bit now as a reporter, and I don't think he has the ability to spin you in a way. Like, he's not doing a no-look pass. Like, he's not talking up Lonzo because he really
wants
to build him up so that somebody will want to trade for him. Like, he's not doing, like in the draft, everybody gives you a little head fake, right? Like, oh, we love this guy. We love it. And that's not who they actually want to take.
Right.
I don't think Magic's doing that.
No,
I think he really does like him.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, most people in the draft, like, if their lips are moving, you think they're lying, right? Because that's what they're doing at this time of year.
Right.
So I genuinely think Magic loves this kid and loves the way he plays. But mostly, I think the it's the style. It's that up-tempo style. It's the way that Lonzo was very unselfish. When you talk to any talent evaluator, it's the first thing that comes out of their mouth. He's an unselfish player.
Right.
And that's what they need to run the style that Luke Walton wants to play. However, what else does Luke Walton need to run that team? Long defensive players, right? Look at the Warriors. Would the Warriors be the Warriors without Klay Thompson?
Right.
Klay Thompson is as important to Steph Curry as anything.
Well, all I can say is if he does draft Lonzo, if they hang on to it, if they don't trade the pick, and he goes all in on this kid, it better work because he is so clearly telegraphing what he wants to do and all of the outside pressure there. I don't know if the Lakers can handle this. If it was another,
if there's one franchise in the league that can handle a pressure like this.
We'll see. We have to take another break. We will do so right after this distant replay. This is way back in 2014. Come on, 3 years is a distant replay, but this is the King. Take a look.
James on the attack to the rim.
Oh my gosh.
I like the little after stomp.
George Hill gets blown by, but
still never done a dunk contest. Look at that.
Non-existent. And if
he does dunk contest, it's just not at the All-Star.
I know.
You have to wrap him up so that he doesn't get that momentum